there's definitely opportunities for us to have made plays. We just, I wasn't myself today, so that's on me. I mean, there's a lot of throws out there that I want back. A lot of decisions in the run game that I'm going to want back when I look at the film. So that's on me.
After a close loss, especially late, how long does that sting linger?
I mean, you can't let it linger for too long. You got another game coming up next week. So tonight, tomorrow I'll watch the film, but then we'll lift, we'll get into our jog through practice, and move on to the next game.
Trace, what's
last
up?
week? Did you feel it going through in the bye week? Was there any talk about the Ohio State loss going into this? And how was the mindset of everybody going into this game? Did you notice anything beforehand that might have been a red flag or anything?
No. I mean, honestly, I didn't. There wasn't any talk about in weeks previous amongst the team. There wasn't any red flags coming into this week. I thought we'd had a good week of preparation and a good week of practices. We just didn't put it together today.
Trace, what sort of settled things down last year after the loss to Michigan State? What were some of the things that sort of maybe helped you guys rebound from back-to-back losses?
I think we just got back to our basics of focusing on winning one game at a time and focusing on the here and now. I think, 2 back-to-back losses, it humbles you in a way and, makes you realize that you're not as good as you thought you were, or maybe, you're not doing everything you need to be doing to live up to your potential. So I think that was probably part of it, and I expect us to probably get back to our formula of 1-0, one game at a time. Working to our standard every single day. Working with precision and executing, and those are the things that we didn't do today that are why we lost the game.
Are you surprised that you guys haven't figured this situation out yet against good teams, those close games, those fourth quarters? Did you think 2 years ago that by now this would be the thing that you'd kind of have in the bag, knowing that some of these games you're just going to lose?
I mean, the last part of what you're saying is knowing games you're going to lose. That's just, to me, that doesn't make sense. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm shocked that we haven't figured it out. It's Big Ten football. You're going to have close games. You're going to have to win, and there's not one close game that's going to be exactly like the other. So you got to learn and put it all together. And when you get into situations, you kind of got to lean on each other, and you got to push through that wall and figure out as a team how to win those games. I think that's something that we've done it in certain situations. In other situations, you haven't. I think part of that is it is Big Ten football, and it's tough to win in this conference. But we got to figure out ways to win. And like I said, the games aren't all similar. It's just we got to figure it out.
Do you see a common thread in all of them, or is it just they're different games, they play out different ways, and it just happens to be the score is close?
I'd say probably mistakes, self-inflicted wounds, and just not executing are probably the keys that probably, if I'm going to look at the big general commonalities of what happens in those games, but that's probably, if you're not doing those things in any game, you're not going to win. So.
You set the record today, Penn State passing record. Fans acknowledged you early in the game. A little hollow in the fact that you've been so great here, and yet this is a loss today. How will you view that?
Yeah, definitely. It'll be great in however long when I graduate and when I'm done here to look back and think about that. But right now, that's kind of empty to me, honestly. That's we lost the game, and at the end of the day, that's what you're graded on, and that's what matters. So, not yards, not touchdowns, none of that. So.
Trace, how have you developed chemistry and camaraderie with KJ?
I think the chemistry part is just as we've gone through the year, having that kind of back and forth conversation about how he's going to run a route versus certain coverage. I think we've done a pretty good job developing that. I think we're outside of the field. The chemistry that we have is pretty good. He's always laughing and kind of able to make me laugh and change my attitude when it's not where it should be. And I think we're good off the field. We have good chemistry. So I think just being in the locker room with him and seeing him outside of football. We got a couple classes with him. So I think all those things put together has helped us to develop that chemistry over this season.
Trace, it seemed like there was a lot of slips. You had, I think, 2 miles had 2 or 3, some receivers slips coming out of breaks. Did you guys go through a cue change at all? Was that discussed on the sidelines? Was there a reason for it? Or just
no, not a reason for it. Or at least if there was, it wasn't discussed. the biggest thing is probably just you're not playing underneath you, your feet aren't underneath you, your feet are getting too wide or something like that. So, you know, our equipment team does a good job of having, you know, the cleat cleaners and stuff like that, trying to get mud out before it drives. So to prevent those things, you know, obviously, you know, some of those things will still happen, but, you know, it wasn't discussed or talked about really at all.
Trace, what do you guys talk about when you talk about a situation like you had tonight, minute and a half? You need 1 first down. You want to burn their timeouts, but at the same time, first downs burn the clock also. Is there an option for you to pass, run? You know, what are you talking about? You as the quarterback with Ricky or the coaches before you go out there, and even as you're in those situations during the week, you know, discuss that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you know, during the week we talk about 4-minute. You know, that's something that we go over every Friday before games in our walkthrough. You know, Coach Franklin usually offense will separate, talk about it, defense will separate, talk about it, and a player will get up and, you know, talk about our keys in 4-minute, what we're trying to do. So I mean, it's kind of everyone's on the same page. Everyone knows what we're trying to do. I mean, the biggest thing is, you know, for us, we can't lose our identity, and, you know, we got to go win the game. And if that means we got to throw, we got to throw. If that means we got to run the ball and burn the clock out, that's what we got to do. You know, tonight like I said, we had, you know, one opportunity that was close to that 4-minute situation, probably a little bit outside of that, but we still could have gone down, got points, and made a difference. But then definitely at the end there, we need 1 first down,
Trace,
and we couldn't get it.
Trace, what do you need to do to get this program back to winning, and what does the program overall need to do to winning?
You know, personally, I got to be a better player. I got to be more of a factor in the games. I wasn't accurate. You know, today I wasn't, you know, making the throws that I'd been making all week. You know, all those kind of things. I just need to trust what I'm seeing and not try and force things. And as a program, you know, we got to come together, and we got to be stronger than ever right now, and we got to fight for everything that we're going to get. You know, in the Big Ten, or, you know, no one cares what you're ranked or who's your starting left tackle, starting running back, receiver, this, that, what have you. No one, quite frankly, gives a damn. You know, you're going to have to come in, you got to earn everything. And, you know, today we didn't earn that opportunity, and we got to earn it every single day from Sunday all the way through Saturday. And we got to earn it every single day. And that's probably the main thing that we just need to do as a team, is earn it day in and day out.
If there's one thing you can take away from this game to help you through the rest of the Big Ten season, what do you think that would be?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to, you know, come out of this game and come closer together. I mean, there's, you know, in the locker room, numerous guys coming up to each other talking about, you know, hey, man, I love you, I support you, that kind of stuff. And that's the type of stuff that, you know, in a tough situation like we're in, you know, we had today, you know, you love to see that kind of stuff, you know, guys coming closer together. And I think that's the big thing is, you know, when we look back, we'll probably be able to take that away. That after tonight, we became closer, and we were able to, you know, use that and, you know, finish out the season how we want it to be.
So how do you turn that into a W?
Sorry?
People loving and supporting. How does that transfer on the field to winning?
You know, I think a lot of that is, you know, once you know you got the support of your teammates, you're not stressing, you're not pressing, you're out there playing, and then you can execute. You know, obviously, you know, you got the support of your teammates, you're going to fight harder for them. You're going to, you know, when you're on the field, you trust that he's going to do his job, and, you know, he trusts that you're going to do your job, and all those things coupled together ends up, you know, turning into winning football.
Thanks, Trace.
Thanks, Trace.